second season, Mena Massoud is exploring the vegan food scene in 6 new cities around the world. Here's a look at CTV Life's Evolving Vegan.
I'm Mena Massoud, and I've got a hunger to find the best plant-based food on the planet.
Yum cha.
Yum cha. I'm hitting up spectacular cities.
What's going on, my brother?
To cook with world-class chefs. And of course, to taste all that gorgeous food. So get ready for an absolute forkload of flavor.
And this is heaven in a bite. Wow, ma'am. That's incredible.
As we find out how the world is evolving vegan.
Please welcome the host of Evolving Vegan, Mena Massoud. Hey, Mena!
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
Looks good, right?
I'm so hungry now after watching that.
I know, it's a blessing and a curse being the host of a food show. You're like, you go into the edit room and you're like, I'm starving and I can't have any.
You have to bring snacks if you're putting things together. So first, huge congratulations on season 2 of Evolving Vegan.
Thank you very much.
Oh my gosh. So you check out the food scene in 6 different countries. You went to Montreal, Philly, New Orleans, Japan, like all these different places. Tell us a little bit about what we can expect with second season.
Well, it's always a blessing to do a second season of a show because you can kind of double down on things that worked really well, maybe do things a little bit better.
Yeah.
So we just went to some amazing cities and met some incredible chefs like we did the first season, but it looks bigger and brighter this season. The food looks sexier.
Yeah.
It's really good. So we're doing, we did Philadelphia, New Orleans, like you said, Montreal, right here in Canada. And it was interesting, going to all these places and meeting all these incredible chefs. In Philly, we went to some amazing places. And in New Orleans, actually, we went to Breads on Oak.
Okay.
And they're like a vegan bakery.
Oh,
which is really rare, but they do, like just incredible sandwiches, breakfast sandwiches. And I'm excited for people to see it.
I do want to talk a little bit about New Orleans in general and sandwiches, because they're known for the muffaletta, which is just like meat.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like 1,000 layers. So you're going to a place that's known for these really meaty things, but eating amazing vegan food. Is the food scene there, like the vegan food scene, just like wild?
Yeah, I think, one of the reasons we chose a city like New Orleans is to show people that you can get plant-based food anywhere now.
Yeah.
And New Orleans has a lot of Spanish and French culture. So it was a lot like Montreal in that way, where you got to kind of see the French influence there.
Yeah.
But we do like, a vegan shrimp po' boy, which people are like, what? We do a couple of those.
Yeah.
We do an incredible breakfast sandwich, like I said, with a buttermilk biscuit.
Ooh.
But of course, it's vegan buttermilk.
Yeah.
So, we want to show people, and New Orleans as well, we did a cocktail tour.
Oh, nice.
So I got to try a few cocktails.
Sazerac?
Sazerac,
Nice, yeah.
you got it. But New Orleans was a birthplace of a lot of classic American cocktails.
Yeah.
So I got to do that as well. I had a lot of fun on my job.
I'm gonna say, this sounds like a fun gig. So you got to do some cooking. You made soba noodles in Japan, fried mushrooms in Miami, fresh, obviously, Montreal-style bagels in Montreal.
Yes.
You also got to eat so many different things. You had a vegan beef Wellington in Las Vegas. Like, all these amazing things. Do you have a standout dish or place?
Man, I mean, you mentioned it. In Miami, we did fried oyster mushrooms. At a place called Bangara, and the dish is called mofongo, and mofongo is typically, they take a mortar, kind of like a mortar and pestle, and they mash these plantains, and they usually add fried chicken.
Okay.
But instead, we use fried oyster mushrooms in there with the sauce, little bit of peas and rice, which is, rice and beans. And that was a standout dish in Miami.
Yeah.
So there's standout dishes everywhere, honestly. Like, I mean, the whole season, I'm probably trying over 50 dishes.
I was gonna say.
So I'm tasting a lot of good stuff. You know, I'm blessed. What can I say?
Yeah. Now every city obviously has its own identity, and the food culture obviously has its own identity. But did you notice any similarities kind of peeking through, especially in the vegan food scene in those cities?
Yeah, a little bit. Montreal, again, French. New Orleans, that French and Spanish influence. In Vegas, we went to Chef Kenny's, and he does all vegan Chinese food. So like dumplings, like Chinese dumplings, vegan. And then you go to Japan, and though we're not trying dumplings, but it's still Asian food. So
Yeah.
you get to see a little bit of the similarity between, you know, what Asian food is like.
Yeah.
So the dumplings in
Yeah.
Las Vegas, and then all that beautiful ramen and sushi in Japan.
Yes.
So you know, it's a culture explosion as well.
And I think it's so cool because I think a lot of people think vegan food is obviously going to be salads and things, but it's delicious food that all cultures and everyone can embrace and just make delicious tasting things that you, lucky you, get to eat.
I know.
Yeah.
I get to taste it all for you,
Yeah.
and it's delicious.
Oh
so,
my gosh.
So yeah, I think people will live vicariously through me.
Well, speaking
Great.
of vicariously, I know tonight's episode you're going to New Orleans and eat beignets. Now, we don't have beignets, but I do have a bunch of vegan donuts
Oh
for
my
us.
gosh,
I am so
yes.
excited. Okay, want to take your pick? They are vegan.
Oh man.
What are you feeling? What are you feeling?
I am usually an apple fritter kind of guy,
I mean, a
but
fritter is
this
good.
pistachio looks good.
Okay, we're twins. Those were my two picks too. Okay,
yeah, right?
you pick.
I'm gonna do the pistachio.
Okay, I'm going in for the apple fritter.
Okay, there we go.
Mena, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers to season 2 as well.
you.
Be sure to check out season 2 of Evolving Vegan Tuesdays at 8 p.m. on CTV Live, ctv.ca, and the. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.